Hey,
Hey,
what's up?
man.
How you doing, man?
Good. Hold on a second. This fucking clamp. How you doing?
Good. That was a perfect way to enter. I love it.
I was like, what happened? This thing is breaking all over me, man. So, what's up?
Oh, nothing. I want to say thank you so much for joining us today, man. It's awesome.
My pleasure. It's good to see you, man. How you been?
Oh, real good. We had to close the shop down, which kind of is a bummer, but we're selling online, and which is really cool. And we're still
Good.
kind of keeping the community going with these live interviews. So I appreciate you so much for doing this and helping the community out, man.
Oh, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, if you look behind me, you got a little Thomas snare. Got one of your records right here, one of our favorites right there.
Ah. Hey, you know what's crazy? Today is actually, look at that. That's Hillbilly Deluxe, but today is 25th anniversary of Astro Creep, White Zombie. It's
Whoa, that's
25 years ago today.
That's so crazy, man. Yeah,
I know. Where's time gone, man?
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Of course, you got the Tama snare here. I love Tama. Um,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, my first drum set ever was a Tama Rockstar, so I've always been rocking Tama, man.
Oh, right on.
Cool, man. Well, want to get into this if you have time. Who inspired you to like play drums? How'd you? I read your bio. I kind of know a little bit, but I guess a Ringo Starr movie or something.
Yeah, actually, I was watching Hard Day's Night with my mom. I was probably like 7 years old,
Okay.
and I just seen Ringo, and it just like, wow, that guy's so cool, and just the whole thing in the band and running together as a group, and the girls chasing him on the trains and all that, and
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
it just from there, and I just took a liking to drums. Um, my mom's friend, this woman that she knew, her son was a drummer. I remember going to the basement. He had a drum kit. It was a really nice, like '70s Blue Sparkle Ludwig kit.
Right.
And she goes, just go at it. They were playing cards upstairs, and I was just tinkering around the drums, and yeah, I mean, just loved it. And then my next door neighbor was a drummer, and he wound up selling me my first real drum kit for like $25. I begged my mom. So he lived next door. We literally like just took the drum kit over the porch and put him in the basement, and that was it, man. I that day was just magical. I cleaned the drums up. I put jewelry on the drum kit, and I just started playing nonstop, man.
That's awesome. What when did you know, like, okay, I'm going to be a professional drummer? I know obviously a lot of hard work went into it, a lot of experiences. When were you like, this is it? This is my life. This is what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, the same guy who sold me that drum kit, Charlie Castelluccio, he knew I was taking it seriously, and he had an extra ticket for David Bowie
Wow.
in 1977 at Madison Square Garden. So he
How
took me
cool
to
is
see that
that?
concert. Blew my mind, and just and the seats we had were on the side of the stage, so I had a perfect view of Dennis, Dennis Davis playing,
Yeah.
and playing Madison Square Garden, my hometown, and that was it for me. That really sealed the deal as far as
Yeah, for
wanting to be a
sure.
drummer. Then I started taking lessons, through various people in the neighborhood and stuff.
Awesome, man. You played with some killer bands, obviously White Zombie, Rob Zombie, Exodus, Testament, Helmet, the Cult you're doing now.
Hmm.
What experiences have you learned about yourself, like through all those different bands and different people you've had to deal with? What experiences have you learned about yourself that you kind of like or dislike?
Well, I mean, it's just like I started off as a drum tech for Anthrax with Charlie, and
Right.
then it just worked my way up the ladder. And Exodus was the first band I was in. They opened up for Anthrax, and Tom Hunting, the drummer, he was ill. He couldn't do the tour, so they had asked me to do it. I never played that type of music before. I was always a hard rock, heavy metal drummer, but
Right.
thrash was a whole new thing for me. And like working for Charlie and seeing these guys play, it was a big challenge. So that was my first band, and then doing the tour, then getting the record deal, recording, and then I went to Testament from there. It just in the same genre of music. But then
Right.
going to White Zombie was a whole different change, and that was the big league. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
playing arenas and having the big record endorsements came in the fold, and I think the older I got, I just got more mature as a drummer. Like I used to play so freaking hard. I used to break cymbals. But playing with the Cult, I learned dynamics really well, and those guys taught me a bit about that, the kind of the English swing. So I don't
Yeah.
even really break cymbals anymore, which is crazy, man. It's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Every time I see you play, there's so much like finesse but power behind it too. I love that about you. You have such a
Thank
great
you.
feel to the drums, man. One of my favorite guitarists of all times is James Murphy. How is working with him
Wow,
when you're in Testament?
that was a great record, the Low record. We spent a lot of time writing, and I'm very proud of that one. It's one of my favorite records. I
Oh
was
yeah,
out in
your
the
drum
Bay
is
Area living
awesome
up
on that.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then James came into the fold. he was recommended by our A&R guy at Atlantic Records at the time, Mike Gitter. And
Right.
I heard about James, you know, through Death and all that. And when he
Yeah.
came out and jammed with us, like, wow, this guy shreds, man. And we did a cover of Scorpion's Sails of Sharon, and he nailed it, man. He really has that, like, Blackmore, Ulrich, you know, Uli John Roth style.
Yeah, yeah, he's so good. And this week was amazing. All the pictures you put up of your past experiences. That's kind of what made me call you. It's like, I got to get this guy on. You know, I mean, we've done some business with you, and I appreciate the business we've done. I wanted to touch briefly on Vinnie Paul. How was touring with him and doing all that stuff with him?
It was amazing. I go way back with Vinny. Actually, I met Vinny when I was a drum tech for Anthrax.
Okay.
It was 1988 where I met. We were Anthrax was opening for Kiss at the time, and we had a day off in Dallas. And Pantera was a club band. You know, I mean, they played the club circuit. And John Rooney, Scott Ian's guitar tech, knew Rita and you know Dimebag's Girl. And so we went down to Joe's Garage, it was called, in Dallas, and they were playing covers. And they were like, "You want to come up and jam?" And we played Madhouse from Anthrax, John Rooney and I with the guys, and we just hit it off. And we've been friends, really close friends since then, man. And touring together. The first tour actually with Pantera was when I was in Exodus in 1990. It was Exodus, Suicidal Tendencies, and Pantera, their first tour, and that shit got crazy, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that was crazy. What experiences? I mean, can you give advice? I always want to cover this with drummers of your experience to young drummers. What could you say to a young drummer that might help them be a professional, and like what you've learned works, what doesn't work in a band?
Well, I always the best thing to do is always go see drummers play. You know, whatever different genres, just go and see. Like what I especially did, seeing a lot of live shows. You know, from Steve Gadd to Billy Cobham or whatever. You know, and all of my favorite drummers. But you know, and you just seeing them live, it just takes so much. In you know, you just feel it, man, and you get so inspired. You want to practice and play like them and stuff. So, but always stick to it, practice a lot, and you know, just go out and just be there and be around people, because the best thing is, you know, and it's always happened for me, being at the right place at the right time. So I've been very fortunate.
Yeah, every time I go to a show, like I saw your show in Del Mar, but I always see the drummer and I stare at the drummer, and I see a lick they do and I go home and I try it. I'm like, it's just inspiring every time you go see a live drummer, for sure, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, man.
Yeah, what are you working on now? I know we're going to look over some gear you have, but what are you working on now? Any practice things you're doing, or maybe setting up tours for next year? What's going on?
Yeah, well, we were supposed to actually play in San Diego at the end of this month.
I remember that, yeah.
You know, and you know, obviously got postponed until when. Hopefully, we'll reschedule these dates later in the year if things get back to normal. But right before this whole, I was able to finish my drum tracks for the other band I'm in, Motor Sister. So we recorded at Dave Grohl's studio, 606, and that sounds killer. I'm really happy with the tracks. I can't wait to hear it all finished. The basics are done, but they need to do vocals and mix. But I'm excited about that.
That's sick, man. Well, thanks, John. Yeah, let's see some gear. I know you wanted to make. Oh, one more thing. What's your favorite record, man? Pick like one. I know you're Are you kind of an audiophile, or?
Well, I mean, I have some good gear and stuff, but yeah,
Right.
I guess you could say that. Okay, so let me flip the phone around, all right?
Sure. Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, nice, man.
That has to be one of my favorite records of all time. I remember being a kid, seeing that the first time. My friend had the record, and he brought it over. I borrowed it, and I heard Stargazer, and I seen, you know, the photo of Cozy Powell, and, you know.
Right.
Here, let me show you this. And that was it for me. This was given to me by our old sound guy from the Cult,
Wow.
Papa Smurf. He was a sound guy for this tour, and he knew I was such a cozy freak.
Right.
And so he was like, I have something for you. When I go home to Atlanta, I'm going to go through my locker and get this. It's hard to see, but it's signed by the entire band. This is from the Rainbow Rising tour.
Wow.
And I have Cozy Powell's drumsticks encased in there, too.
I know Cozy was like one of your big inspirations, correct?
Yes.
Awesome, man. Yeah, let's see some gear, man. I know you got maybe some cymbals or snares you want to check out.
I got a few things. Hold on.
Cool.
Here. Well, this one is on the table right now. Let me show you this. I've been going through all my old photos, going nuts.
Oh, yeah.
So this, if you could see these,
Yep.
These were given to me by my dear friend Ted McKenna. God bless his soul. He was an incredible drummer. You know, he played with Michael Schenker, Rory Gallagher, and Alex Harvey band. He was good friends with Cozy. Cozy gave him these drumsticks, and when I was in Scotland, we had a day off. We had lunch, and later on at night, Ted brought these sticks and he signed them to me.
That's awesome.
Look at the size of these fucking sticks.
Yeah.
Cozy played with these things, man.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane.
3S.
Jeez.
3S. Okay. Here's another little thing. I'll show you real quick. I got this from my friend, signed symbol from Neil Peart.
Yeah.
For me, with his drumsticks from the tour. And that's the first record, my first Rush record I bought.
Man.
Yeah, that was it. I remember seeing it at the record store going, whoa, man, look at that drum kit. So, yeah. But I'll take you through the room if you want to see some snare drums.
Absolutely, man. That'd be
We're
awesome.
taking a walk.
Heck yeah.
I should get some music going here. Okay, so let me flip it around again.
Okay.
This is the drum room. I have all my shit. That's my rolling kit I've been practicing on, which is great. I mean, this is the TD50 kit, and they sound incredible. And obviously, you can plug your headphones in and play as late as you want.
Yeah.
I got this old Tama early 80s Imperial Star kit.
Yep.
Yep. There's a lot of my plaques up there, and
oh man,
let's not forget about the Jaws post-it. All right. Can I flip the phone like this? Is this okay? Can you see that?
Yeah, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. Yeah.
So yeah, the top row are all Ludwigs up here. These are like 60s and 70s. My good friend Scott Chirilla gave me this baby, chrome over brass. You know Scotty boy.
Oh yeah, Scott. Yep.
And you have some of my snare drums too, you son of a. Yeah, 70s, that's a silver sparkle. 60s gold sparkle. 70s, that's a black Vistalite Sonars. 64 by 14 champagne sparkle.
Wow.
Bubinga is one of my first atomic kits. That one. I got that baby. This is really sweet. The Star Solid snare.
That Warlord you had is amazing.
Yeah. There, that's a go-to right there.
Yeah.
And I love this one. This is an early 90s Black Beauty. This one sounds amazing. I use this on a lot of recordings. Yeah. And then I got these from Ron. Jeanette right there.
Oh,
Stainless, titanium, brass. Got these from Kenny Aronoff. Snares. My old black Sonar. Yeah, more Bubingas. That's my snare drum. That's a prototype, actually. That's a 2.5 millimeter.
Whoa.
That's my Burgundy Sparkle, Tama Maple, Star Classic, Brady. Got the Yamaha 13. Then we'll go up here. That's another 13 Tama brass. That's from my Mirage kit, the Tama Mirage Smoke.
Yep.
Old 5's clear. That's a pearl carbon fiber. Old Rogers, and that baby in the corner is Cozy Powell's snare drum.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
Yeah, I have half of his Yamaha drum kit from Whitesnake.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then that's the old 70s Gretsch. That's chrome over brass. I got Danny Carey gave me this one, the Sonar Bronze. This is a Lars Ulrich Tama. You familiar with this one? These are kind of hard to find.
Yep.
So I know I've been seeing a lot of people want to buy these. I might consider selling this snare drum if you have any interest, if anybody does. But you know, obviously I don't. And that's the Terminator right there. That's the old school 80s.
Yeah.
That's VK Allen from VK Drums made me this. This sucker is bronze, 7x14. That weighs 45 pounds, man.
Is that JT on the side?
Yeah, he lasers all this stuff. You see that? He lasers it.
That's amazing.
Pretty cool. And he made this is a titanium VK. Yeah. That's from my my Walnut Star kit. That's from my white Bubinga kit. Oh man, that's one of my oldest snare drums right here is my Pearl free floating snare. I got this in '85. I had it custom painted. That's my Tama, my first snare drum from when I first signed with Tama, my zombie kit, that one.
Oh man.
Yeah, stainless wrap, and there's a Tempest fiberglass, and yeah, good stuff, man.
That is some amazing gear, man. My drum nerd is going crazy.
Well, this is cool. Look at that. Look at that. I have to post this. That's the record. Astro Creep. 25 years ago today, dude. 3 million. Yeah, I'm very proud of that sucker.
Yeah, man. Congrats, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let me flip around. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Good times, you know?
Yeah, man. Well, John, I want to appreciate, thank you so much, and I appreciate you taking the time to do this, man.
Oh, my pleasure, man. I hope to see you soon, Ed. And definitely next time we come around town, come out to the show and we'll hang, talk drums.
Yeah, that'd be great. And oh, Wub says hello. I talked to Wub today, man.
Whoa, my homie.
Cool, John. We'll be in touch. And thank you again, sir. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. Have a great day. See
All
you,
right.
Ed.
Bye.
Bye, guys.